And I welcome you to the meeting. And this will be brief, but I'll make it purely demonstrative because you're here to get to know the process from step one to end of how to get a scholarship. And I've already addressed the secrets to getting a scholarship in some of my YouTube videos, and how to get a professor to reply your email and similar topics like this. Now, I'm going to do this in a demonstrative way. And so if you'd allow me, I'll share my screen. Now, keep this in mind. The things I'm going to be demonstrating. One, my scholarship secrets remain: number one, get a course. What course do you want to read abroad? Then, in what universities are these courses found globally? So, number one, get a course. Number two, get a university, the university that offers the courses. Then, for degrees like the PhD, you have to get supervisors in some instances. When you get the course and the university, you'll be able to see what entry requirements these universities have placed for their courses, and then you'll be able to tell if they require you to get a supervisor or not. If they do, then the next step becomes get a supervisor. If they don't, the next step becomes meet the entry requirements, the application documents of that course, and apply. And afterwards, wait. If it comes back positive, celebrate and accept. But if it comes back negative, you keep applying until you get it. Now, the first demonstration, get a course. My listeners are in the field of power engineering and geology and others. So I would use, for example, power engineering or electrical engineering in general to see the universities abroad that offer these courses. And I could also try with geology. So allow me to share my screen for this demonstration. And I'll share my sound too here. And this is my screen. On this journey of getting scholarships, Google is your best friend. And we start with saying, let me start with in engineering, electrical engineering, for example. Okay, you can see some people already searched for different stuff: electrical engineering in Germany, electrical engineering masters in Germany, and so on and so forth. But let me click electrical engineering in Germany. If you want it for US, it's the same process. Now, here we go. usnews.com is one of the popular websites that gives you top information about universities and other kinds of news. Now, usnews.com has this best global universities for electrical and electronic engineering in Germany. This is just a demo, an example for this demonstration, and following what came up. Going into Google, you will find a lot of other options. If you have something specific in mind, you can also go ahead to type it in. So, of course, sometimes we have to agree to some of these cookies thing. Now you see best global universities for electrical and electronic engineering in Germany. You can see Technical University of Munich is there, University of Erlangen in Nuremberg is there, Technical University of Berlin is there, and armed with this information, I can decide to go straight to TUM. That's the short code we have. TUM, and then I go straight to their university website, and I begin to check out the engineering courses that they have. I don't know why this is delayed. This is strange. Or better still, the degree programs, master's degree programs that are there. The master's degree program opened faster. Then you can see master's degree programs at TUM, and it says it offers over 100 master's degree programs for a variety of fields. and you can see the different types of programs that they have. Then how do you now delve into that? You can see what they are leading you to here, that you have to have completed an undergraduate degree, for example, a bachelor's program, and then they give you further directives. And we scroll down now, our interest is a master's degree program. Here, we can get to open and see the list of master's degree programs that they run. And it will always come up in this way, alphabetically. Since you have something in mind, electrical engineering, we can type it, you see, just by this, it brings it up. And for German schools, please take note that most times you won't see PhD listed as a degree program, because PhD is a research program. And so most times they refer to it as a doctoral researcher. And so PhD is not like a conventional study, it's research. And it has a different procedure than straightforward admission in this way. And let me quickly say that for Germany, the procedure is that you get a supervisor first. You have to get a supervisor in most of the cases, except there is a tailor-made program that is available, structured, and given from maybe a project that has already been attracted, and they just need people with research experience who can come into that program, carry out the research, and be awarded a PhD. So in such structured program where there is a project with funding, then you don't need a supervisor. You only need to fit and qualify into their project. But in a conventional PhD arrangement called the individual PhD in Germany, you will need to get a supervisor who will accept you to come, as his PhD student, and armed with that letter, you can now start applying for funding, since most of them don't really have funding to bring you over. Let's continue here. So we look at electrical engineering and information technology. Clicking on this, it takes us straight to the department, and it shows us the type of study, main location, and the summary about this study. And you can see the cost. Most schools in Germany are free of charge. The cost here is just 138 euros. And then you can now read, what does this program cover? You can see the components of this program. So what this means is that if you're interested in any of these fields here that they have for their masters, it means that they have experts in this field who can also supervise a PhD. So this is a technical way to go around this kind of situation. So you see the core areas of the program, and then you can see the structure of the program here, and then you can see the language of instruction. The language of instruction for this program is German or English, and then you can see what further expertise and skills will I acquire. These are the things that are contained here. So you see, this is just how to go about this. And we did this for school in Germany. How about the USA? Let's see what comes up. What comes up about electrical engineering in the USA? Let's say PhD. Electrical engineering USA. You can just type anything that you think. Already here we can see 47 PhD programs in electrical engineering. You can even scroll down and look at the nature of the feedback that comes, the responses that come from Google. You can see different universities already, and the same US news here. You can see that it has something for you. But again, right from this first page, we're already seeing something from University of North Texas, which is in the US. So since we have done electrical engineering, let's better look at power PhD, power engineering. Let me remove in USA or anywhere. PhD in power engineering. Can you see what it gives me? Power engineering, PhD. Cottbus is also a German school. And all I need to do is just click on it, and then I'm here on this University of Cottbus on their power engineering Doctor of Philosophy program. So this way already, you are seeing the search straightforward, straight ahead. And this is one. Get a course for the person in geology, PhD in geology. That will be more straightforward, more straightforward. University of München, that's University of Munich. There's a PhD program in geology. Of course, it's giving me all these responses because I'm in Germany, so it will give priority to German results. And there is also a PhD in geosciences being advertised by the DAAD at the University of Göttingen. There is international PhD program in geoenvironment, geosciences, University of Tübingen, and there is an institute for geology in the University of Hamburg. So the first thing is, what do I really want to do in my next degree program? And you go ahead and put that search into Google. Then what follows is how Google gives you the university and gives you also the component of each of those universities to show their entry requirement and all of this. Let me take this one of power engineering for us to navigate and see if we can get their entry requirements, if there's anything like that. Definitely there will be. If you come here now, under the power engineering PhD advertised in this Brandenburg University of Technology in the Cottbus, you can see that there is a description, and there is also the fields of activity that they expect you to, to be able to operate in when you graduate. Followed by that, you can look at the program content, you can look at the admission, and in admission, you see application step by step. They provide you with that information, how to apply. And then all the information is there, and then the processing of the information is right there. Admission, how do you get that? Is there before arrival, upon arrival. All these things, reading them will make you to begin to feel the pulse of the institution and the program, and it will make you to write whatever statement of purpose or letter of motivation that is required of you. And continuing, you can see application documents. Very, very important. And you must follow it as strictly as they have presented it. You can see the color passport style photo, a CV with academic and professional experiences, and then a statement of research interest, maximum of 1 page, and then a brief research proposal of about 5 pages. And look at the template. They say, please use our template. So you see now, you need to follow this regulation strictly. I'm sure that this example will suffice. Electrical engineering PhD. This is University of North Texas, and you can see the same thing. And now let's go ahead to the next thing. Find a supervisor. Let me also use these examples to demonstrate how to find a supervisor. Now I will use these 2 places open. I have never been to these websites before. Now this is what I would normally do by myself. I mean, if I were to come here to look for this information, I'm now in the University of North Texas, electrical engineering PhD web page, and this is the landing page of this website, and it shows me all the graduate opportunities, the research laboratories, and all of these that they have, the admission requirements, the degree requirements, and then the financial assistance that are available. Do you also see this one is even straightforward already? Directly under it, faculty. I'm seeing here the list of their faculty members, the supervisors, the professors that are all here. There are about more than 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one is straightforward. The faculty is here. The faculty members are here, and you can see their specialization. This one is involved in ecological and environmental modeling and monitoring, global climate change, and this one is involved in communication systems with a focus on signal and image processing. And let me see if there is somebody here in power engineering. Well, you can have a look later at your own pace. But if you look through all this faculty, and there is no one with exactly what you have in mind. Definitely, I'm sure that we all have option A, option B, and option C of what we are really interested in. And I came here to look for a power engineering professor, but I cannot find. But then I think I like also. I can work on wireless communication. I think I'm interested in, artificial intelligence, wireless sensor networks. As I look here, I see, okay, my option B is available. In fact, I have more wireless sensor professors here. There is one here, and then there's wireless here. There's another one here, and I saw another one up here. There's wireless here, and that way you're able to say, okay, let me now move to option B. For this particular university, let me try wireless sensor, or maybe let me do a further research and see if power system engineering or if power engineering is something that is contemporary, or is there something else in my field where there is few research, and me too, I think I want to learn more about this. It helps to shape our decision in different ways. So going for a study abroad, you must be ready to be flexible, to adjust your research interests to fit the interests of those you are seeking funding from. Because if you yourself are the funder, you will only fund what is interesting to you. You will not fund what is interesting to the other person and not interesting to you, or what advances your student but does not advance you. You will not want to fund that, except the student is coming with his own funding. He can choose to do whatever he wants within your expertise as long as you can supervise. But if the student is coming under your funding, then your own research must also be advanced as well as the student's knowledge. So this is what to keep in mind. So now I've shown you how to get the course and how to get the requirements of the course and how to also get potential supervisor. I use North Texas. Let's try the German website and see what happens. Now we have seen all of this. How do I locate the supervisors or the staff members here? There is always a contact page. The contact page is for general contact. And on this one, I can see that the contact page has the contact of the director of studies, who is a professor, the study program coordinator. Remember, we're in the web page of power engineering. So even if I don't know any professor there, and I really want to get to a professor, or maybe I've written 1, 2, 3 professors in this department, and they're not replying, I can write to the director of studies, I can write to the study program coordinator, who is Dr. Renat. Dr. Renat is a German abbreviation for Doctor of the Things of Nature. And I can also write to the admission and registrar's office directly, and they will definitely reply me, because these ones are more public than professors. So a professor may not reply you, even when you have written a powerful, compelling email attaching your CV and your transcripts and your other documents or your research proposal. He may not have the time to reply, or he just not feel like reply, or he may not even have read it at all, because it may have landed in the spam box. But these people, the director of studies, these people whose email address appear in the public site, in the public part of the website as the contact person of the institution, they always check all their boxes, whether it's inbox or spam box, and they try to reply, because they're the image makers of the department, of the institute, or the university you're writing to. So it's always another alternative to try to contact them so as to get firm response of whether these professors want you or they don't want you, they are on study leave, they are on sabbatical, or they have gone for some research leave or research stay abroad and are not available. You may not know all those facts, but when you write them, you will get a firm and clear response. Now, again, cheers. Here we may find information on different aspects of research chairs. In some institutes in Germany, a research chair will signify a research niche, and with a professor, or like an area of that field where a professor is in charge, is a chair. And here for this example of Brandenburg, you can see the different aspects: control systems and network control technology, decentralized energy system. This NN, I don't know what it means. Maybe it's not available. And then you can see all the chairs that they have. Now, what do I do if I was to come here? Maybe I'm interested in power electronics and drive system. I open it. I see that the chair is Professor Mulhenkamp. I open it. And then I wait and see, oh, look at that. Professor Moonhelkamp is the contact person of this chair. And not only is his email here, his phone number is also here, his fax number is also here. And in his secretariat, of course, the professor will have a secretariat with the secretary. The email of the secretary is also here, and the telephone number. So this now makes me to do what next? In this chair, called the LS2, like the professorial chair of Moonhelkamp, of what we just read, power electronics. I can see here, this has switched to German. I better switch it back to English so you can follow me. Even me myself, I cannot follow it if it's in German. So you can see here, they have subdomain, even under this chair. You go to you can see under the teaching tab, look at what they have. Semester overview, courses, exams, theses, and downloads. In their research, you can see their focal points, their projects. You can see their publications. You can see the team members, employee, former employees, contact person. So this is how you move from website to website. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes effort, it takes a lot to actually land a scholarship because it takes a lot of hard work. It may even be sleepless nights. That time in the night, you know that the internet is fast and will respond to you very quickly and help you go from place to place, you know, to establish the course you want to do. The universities, maybe 5 universities across the world, maybe one in Asia, one in America, one in Europe. I'm just giving an example. Even one in Africa, maybe South Africa or another country, as long as funding is available. Establish the courses, establish the university, establish the entry requirement, and then get to know professors who are in that department, who are in that university, and their areas of expertise. The next thing I want to do as a power engineering person who wants to specialize in this power electronics will now be to search out this man. So George Moonhelkamp. He may have a personal website. And if he doesn't have a personal website, okay, it may still take me back there. If he doesn't have, I can go on Google Scholar. Google Scholars. I'll go on Google Scholar and search for his name. And you can see that it brings me to different works that he has authored and co-authored. That way I can read what he has done so far. This is not my registered Google Scholar account. Otherwise, I would have been able to click on him, click on his name, and see all the articles at once. You can also go on ResearchGate, for example. I don't know if I'll be able to. You can also let's just do a search for him and add ResearchGate because this is not my main Chrome account. So you can see just adding ResearchGate brings me to his research profile. Look at his smiling face, attracting you. But he has just 4 publications here, which means that he is not updating his ResearchGate profile. You can still search for him using his name and LinkedIn. I do not know if he's on LinkedIn because it's not bringing any good result. Most likely, he may not be. He may not be on LinkedIn. Okay, I'm seeing this, but that's not the name. So I'm just giving you an example of different search options you can explore to get at a professor, know the kind of research he's doing, so that you can craft a very strong mail that appeals to him from the angle of his research and from the interest that his research has sparked off. You must be as sincere and genuine as possible. And the only way to do that is to follow that person and know what he or she has done and what he or she intends to do in terms of research interest. Now, getting all this information will be useless if you do not cool down, sit down, and gather all the necessary research, I keep saying research, application documents. These documents that have been listed would be properly and carefully prepared. I hope you notice that I didn't go through everything. It is your duty to go through everything. So it is not just these 3 documents that were required. They need a certified copy of your, original higher education entrance qualification. That is your WAEC for those of us in Nigeria, and certified copies of your bachelor's and master's certificates and transcripts. Now, if this is not easy for you to get from your university or the institution that issued it, you can go to any court of law. There's a high court. There's a high court in every major city or in every major local government, and tell them that you want to authenticate your document. They're going to look at it, certified true copy. You pay the necessary amount, and then they will sign and stamp, put a seal of the judiciary to show that they have looked at the true copy, and this is a certified true copy. It looks like the true copy. It has not been mutilated. It is just exactly like the original, and we have cited it. And that is what that means when you see certified copies. And 1 to 2 pages summary of your master thesis, and then 2 letters of recommendation from university professors, and proof of English proficiency and possible exemptions. Nigerians and other Anglophone speaking countries are mostly exempted from English language requirements because personally I speak English more than my mother tongue. All my education has been in English, and so are yours. From nursery school, they start teaching us in English. The teachers start speaking English, whether they speak it correctly or not. From daycare, we start learning in English. So we have a strong reason to always seek exemption. Again, your university can provide you with a certificate of English proficiency to show that your higher degree, your first degree or your second degree, it was done in English language. The lectures were conducted in English language. The examination and assessment was conducted in English language, and so on and so forth. So all these application documents should be met, and then you apply before the deadline. So this is a scratch of how to get a scholarship. Now, you pick a course you want to do, and then you get the universities that offer that course, and then you get the application requirements and documents required, and then you get a supervisor if it is necessary, and you meet all the requirements for the course. Now, some courses are directly attached to funding. It is now your duty to establish whether this course has automatic funding attached or not. In the US, most PhD courses have funding attached, but it's not automatic. You have to apply, and it will be stated clearly. In Germany, for an example, you can apply for admission, get admitted, and if the supervisor has funding, you will know from your initial interactions. But if your supervisor doesn't have funding, you can ask him for advice on getting funding for your program should you be considered and selected. And for the German case, we know the DAAD has funding for both undergraduates, masters, PhD, postdoctoral research, and faculty. So coming to a German school or getting admitted into a German school becomes the first step of the 2. It means you have to now apply for the funding, and this may come in different ways. Now, for the PhD, how mine was done was that I got a letter of acceptance into the program from my supervisor, and then with that, I applied for the DAAD scholarship. And then when the DAAD granted me scholarship, I was now directed to get my admission from my faculty. And then after the faculty gave me admission, upon the date of the commencement of that admission, I applied to another second level of admission from the university. So the processes differ by the university, by the program, by the country. But this is the summary of how it goes. The important thing is to dig deep into the available information on the web. So your responsibility is to come up with a course or 2 or 3 courses that suit your interest. When you're going to study abroad, this is a very, very rigorous process. It is a very, very demanding and challenging experience that is different from what we have witnessed back in Africa. I'm talking to Africans now. And so because of that, you have to keep your mind open in having about 2 to 3 options of courses that you think you have an interest, courses that you know you can have internal motivation to follow through to the end, irrespective of the challenges that may come up along or the difficulties that you will encounter. When you have established those courses, you now go ahead to find out which universities offer these courses across the world. And then as you do that next level of research, your interest is increasing in specifics of those aspects. And then you are saying, okay, for this course, I think I prefer this university, that university. And then for this course, I think this university, this and this have, they have a better component, a better course component that interests me. And then for this third course, I think that University ABC, I prefer them. I prefer what they have to offer. Then you have that spread of options, that you want to pursue, that is narrowed down. That way, you're not just looking for, a course in thousands of universities. You now narrow it down to, maybe 3 courses in about 6 or 9 universities across the world, and you delve into studying what options are there, and then who are the professionals, the professors who are there, what is their interest, what are they doing, what have they done, and what are they likely to do in the future. With that information, you now familiarize deeper with the application documents, application procedures, and how funding can be received. Am I going to follow the funding route of becoming a research assistant to a professor? Or am I going to go with the graduate teaching assistant? Or am I just going to apply for, the ones that are purely scholarship, where I don't have to do any extra work to earn my monthly stipend? So this is the process of how you get, admitted to study abroad, and also funding for your research abroad. So at this point, I think I will stop to take questions. I hope that I've been able to clarify and to make it clear on how you can really get to identify your courses. And I've made this demonstration how to identify your courses. Google becomes your friend, and when you find the courses and the universities, narrow down on the entry requirements, and then the supervisors, their expertise, their previous research, their current research and ongoing research, and future interests, especially those parts that they have not touched, to align, blend in, and to seize the opportunities. So at this point, I would say thank you very much for listening, and I'm glad to take questions at this point. Thank you.